Welcome to Beating Cancer Daily. Beating stage 4 cancer for 30 years still takes my breath away every time I say it. I'm Saranne, founder of the Comedy Cures Foundation, and I hope you'll join me for just a few minutes daily for the next 365 days so we may laugh, learn, maybe cry a little as we live our best days beating cancer daily together. We all have our war stories about cancer treatment, whether you're a patient or you're a survivor. But I want to share with you something that cancer taught me that has changed my life forever. Cancer taught me to live in radical amazement, to get up every morning and look at the world in a way that takes nothing for granted. Everything is phenomenal. Everything is incredible. Never to treat life casually and to be spiritually amazed. Now, I didn't phrase it like that, but that's what I learned. This is actually a really incredible concept by a very famous theologian. But that's how my life felt once it got amped up on the cancer journey. So for me, that was a huge positive takeaway. I was not taught that as a child. I don't know if you were raised in a house where people were skeptical or cynical, untrusting. I don't know if you were raised in a house with faith or community, but a lot of people aren't. And so to actually have an inciting incident in your life, like a cancer diagnosis, that throws you into this moment where you can so dramatically change your perspective, because now you can try anything to beat this. You can become whoever you want. You can try different religions. You can try different philosophies and theories. You can change everything about yourself. And that is a huge blessing in cancer treatment. When there's so much heat and fire on you, you can either go inward or you can go outward, and you can transform. There's an opportunity for metamorphosis. There's an opportunity to be the phoenix rising. And the quote that I kind of read but applied to my life, I actually want to read it to you the way it was written by this theologian. Our goal should be to live life in radical amazement, to get up in the morning and look at the world in a way that takes nothing for granted. Everything is phenomenal. Everything is incredible. Never treat life casually. To be spiritual is to be amazed. So if we take the things that we're avoiding and dreading and that we just don't want to do, and we put them through that wisdom, how does that transform the quality of our day? For me, it makes me incredibly present. So even if I'm taking out the trash, I'm taking out the trash with an awareness and a sensitivity and a focus that has me feeling this moment. Even if I have to go through chemo treatment or another blood draw or another scan, I am charged with an energy, with a vibration that comes from consciously focusing on and channeling radical amazement. If you haven't heard the prior episode on pausing cancer, I go into a strategy for micro pausing between activities so that you can really be present. It gives you more energy. But this is taking it to a whole nother level. This is taking those micro pauses and then rebooting yourself to energize yourself to look at each moment and then allow the space for a miracle to happen. They happen. Blessings happen, but we have to create the vessel to receive them. And it's similar to the law of attraction. If you are living life in radical amazement, then radical amazement will be attracted to its partner. I know it wasn't easy for my little girl to have a very skinny, bald mom who was always going through treatment. But when she had me and I had this glimmer in my eye and this hope in my heart, and I was approaching the world with radical amazement, it made her feel more secure and more joyful, because although I looked different from all the other parents, I had so much life force coming out of my heart and my soul and my being. There's a glow when someone is living so in the moment, so grateful, so appreciative. That's why I think there are certain monks or angels or religious people who look beatific in a way, angelic, because they're connecting into a source that they believe is much bigger than themselves. And you don't have to be religious to tap into an energy that's bigger than yourself. So regardless of what religion you are, I really hope that you'll open your heart to the wisdom that comes from many, many different wise people. So the quote that I read to you about radical amazement actually comes from a very respected rabbi, Abraham Joshua Heschel. Now, I know some of you knew that, but a lot of people listening probably have never heard of this rabbi. And I hope that you look to your sources of wisdom. And if you have any quotes that you love or any concepts that really inspire you, please go to the comedycures.org website and hit the record button or write to me and let me know where you get your inspiration from and your guidance. So sometimes I just find a joke that sums it all up. So I want to give it to you today, and you tell me which character in the joke you identify with. A man went to visit a friend and was amazed to find him playing chess with his dog. The man watched the game in astonishment for a while. "I can hardly believe my eyes," he said. "That's the smartest dog I've ever seen." "He's not so smart," the friend replied. "I've beaten him 3 games out of 5. So I hope that you have a day in radical amazement. And I hope that now, after listening to today, you identify with the man who went to visit his friend. So I hope that you see miracles and blessings everywhere. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you guys know this, but Beating Cancer Daily is a listener and donor-supported podcast and community. So if you have some extra change, I'd love you to go to comedycures.org and make a donation today of whatever level is comfortable for you. And it will be tax deductible to the extent allowed by law, because Comedy Cures is a nonprofit 501c3 organization founded from my chemo chair, April 1999, and we've been going strong ever since. So please consider making a donation today and help our community and this podcast thrive. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow. Guess what time it is? It's time for me to read the disclaimer. Beating Cancer Daily and the membership circle are not in lieu of medical advice or treatment. They are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your healthcare team to review your best strategy. Thanks for listening.